Hi, and welcome to Katherine Learn Stuff, Crafting Unscripted. And so I'm gonna wait for a few minutes to see if anyone joins us. I know typically it takes a few moments for the internet to catch up to what's actually happening here live. So if you are joining us live, please say hello so that I know that you are online. And I'm just going to change the view here on my screen so that I can actually see the messages, because for some reason the system here has decided to not show me messages. And so today for Crafting Unscripted, I am going to make a sad project. I had to put my dog down the other day, and so it's a little bit sad here. And so I'm going to make a little memory thing for my dog. And I have to apologize for my sump pump, because it's been warm here and all the snow is melting, and so it's like a great big swamp outside and all the water is wanting to come into my basement. So I apologize for the background noise of my sump pump as it comes on. And so back to what I was saying. So I'm going to be making a commemorative thing for my dog. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing crazy, it's just something for now while I try to figure out something better, but this will hopefully make everybody in the house a little bit happier to see our puppy after he has passed away. So I'm sorry if I start to cry randomly in this video, but it's still pretty fresh. And so on that note, let's get started with Crafting Unscripted. Okay, so this is, I've actually printed off I printed off like 15 copies of this, but this is the picture that I want to use. And this one here, which you can't see my hands. This one here is on photo paper, and I'm a little bit disappointed with that. Every time I print photos with my printer, for some reason it's got like a blue hue to it, as you can see here. And I'm not sure why, because the picture actually looks more like this. And this color scheme here is really more of what my dog looked like when he was alive. And so the colors are a little bit less blue than they are here. And so this here is just regular paper, like regular printer paper that I've printed this off on, and this is photo paper. So I'm not going to use the photo paper one because it's blue, and my dog wasn't blue. He was this golden black, and this beautiful color is here. So this is the picture that I'm going to use today. And I happen to, let me just bear a moment. About 3 years ago, I bought this shadow box. You can see it's still wrapped up in its frame, and I've been waiting to use it for something. Obviously, this was not what I had in mind when I decided that this was what I was going to do, but this is what I'm going to try to use to make this project. And I've never used this shadow box before, so we'll see how this goes. And so my idea, as I rip this plastic off, is that I'm going to try to get this all undone. This came from IKEA several years ago. I don't know if they still sell it because it's been several years. And so there's no, like, it's just shadow box. So this part here is open. There's, I'm going to say glass, but it's actually plastic here. And so my puppy dog is going to kind of go in the middle here. And I've got his collar. And so I'm going to somehow like put his collar in here. Not totally sure yet how, but we'll get to that in a second. So the first thing that I'm going to do is find my paper cutter. And so we've got just myself a paper cutter. And I'm a little bit discombobulated today, so I apologize if things seem a little bit off. But this is kind of what happens when life happens. And so I'm going to take the top off, and the middle off, and now I'm going to take this off here. I'm going to put all this aside where I have no space because I'm all over the place. And what I want to do is I want to put my puppy kind of in the center here. And that looks pretty good. I actually have another picture because I was experimenting. I printed off like a full-sized one with no borders. And I think that's, no, it's not enough of my puppy. We want more. We want to kind of see part of his body there. So we're going to do that. So I need my paper cutter so that I can actually cut this so that it fits in this picture frame without causing too much chaos. So bear with me as I try to figure out how to mark this without losing my mind here. So I'm just going to quickly cut this with the paper cutter and apologize for the noise in the background again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this into place because I like to use tape when I'm crafting. So I'm kind of going to go here like this. I'm going to do a double check to make sure this is in the right spot. That's pretty good there. And I'm just going to tape this in because we like to use tape at my house. And I apologize, I'm looking at my screen here and I see my face is all like bright and white and my light's a little bit off today, but it's been just a bit of a disaster here and I tried to get things to work and you know how life goes. So that's now taped in there. So we're going to move this and I got the, maybe I have this. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm not going to take this film off just yet because I fear that I'm going to break everything before I do anything. So I'm just going to flip this in here. Whoops, maybe. And this will be like this. It's my camera. And so I want to put his collar in here, but maybe I'll do this two ways because this is going to stay here no matter what. I'm going to think, bear with me, so that it's all kind of, I don't want everything falling out once this is inside. So if I can, I cannot take this out. I'm maybe going to put my glass in first. My fake glass. I'm going to put this in second. And then I'm going to put my collar in, and then I'm going to put my picture in. Maybe that's how I want. Let's see if that will focus. I think that'll be better. That way the collar won't fall out. So that's what we're going to do. So now we're making progress, maybe. So I'm going to leave my puppy here for a second. And all right, what am I doing here, folks? Now this is the collar, and I'm just going to be sad for a moment and tie this up. And I think what I might try to do is I'm gonna try to put it into the picture frame so it's kind of like that maybe. Alright, so let's take off this plastic here. Let's start to like put this all together. Now while I'm fumbling with this, I don't really have any questions today for conversation. I'm kind of just out of sorts, as you can imagine, if you are a pet owner. But that is part of life. So I'm going to change the topic and just try to talk about random stuff because that makes life a little bit easier. Okay, that's in place. So I do have a summit coming up. I got lots of things coming up, and just double check this. So I've got a summit coming up on March 20th to March 23rd. It is called the Card Maker Success Summit. And in this summit, we make cards, and I've made a card in there. It's a fun fold card. It opens like 1,000 different ways, and if you have not gotten free tickets to it yet, I think I've already dropped a link to that in the description below, but if I haven't, I will be doing that right after this live session so that we can make sure we've got that live included there, and so that the tickets for that. So you can get those tickets for free, and I'm just going to pull out some ribbon here, maybe, without dropping everything. Bam! Still got it. So I've got some blue ribbon here that I happen to have from another project I was working on the other day. And so, okay, so if you are interested in participating in that summit, it's free. It's happening March 20th to 23rd. It is a fantastic card making summit. There is lots of cool cards. I made a card. It's a just for you card. It opens in 1,000 different ways. It's kind of cute. I think it's a little bit different. Maybe I'll try to like set this up like this, maybe. So what I'm going to do with this ribbon, because I'm not totally sure what I'm doing here, I'm going to just attach this ribbon here. I'm going to get a little bit of it, and I'm going to cut some with some scissors. Oops, and I'm gonna do the same thing in another spot. So I'm gonna try to like hold this collar up behind the picture so that it sort of stays in place for my puppy dog so that we can remember him. All right, bear with me there. And so now I'm going to try I have too much stuff in too little of a space, so I apologize. I'm going to try, this has to stay kind of here, like this, and this kind of like this. I feel like my hands aren't working today. I kind of want this like so. Bam, is that going to work? Let's see, and we're just going to use some tape for now. This will probably get revised over time, but it's just something to have. We had a whole bunch of places that was the dogs in the house. If you have a pet, you understand they have their own zones. And so we've been trying to clean everything up so that it's not so sad. Does that fit? That kind of fits okay. That's going to be loosened a little bit. So our dog had a whole bunch of places in the house, and now it's like a matter of cleaning everything up and making it kind of more, I think that's okay. So we've been trying to clean everything up so that it's not like constantly reminding us of where he is, and so we're trying to make things work. And so now for the fun part, I'm going to try not to break this. So the back goes in here. Once that goes in, it's kind of stuck. This will go in here to give us a little bit of extra support at the back. And now I hope this is done the right way, and we're going to flip this in here, and we're going to lift it this way, and we're going to drop it this way, and it worked. Whew! That was not so difficult, and I don't think I put too many tears into there. So that is what we did today. It's not perfect, but it's good enough, I think. And this will go up in the house for him. So that is the craft for today. So a pretty simple memory of our puppy. So I just used a shadow box. I used just a picture. I printed off just a regular picture on regular printer paper, and I used his collar. And that is all that we have for this. And so just some housekeeping stuff. If you don't have tickets yet to the Card Maker Success Summit, be sure to get those tickets. The link is below. And also, if you haven't got them yet, I still have for sale today the live session that I have for my live crafting, which is we are making a cherry blossom picture today, and if you've bought tickets to that, that's at 1:30. You can still buy tickets until 1:30 to access that, and then you will be able to participate in that. But if you can't make that one, there is one every month, so those are also available at my shop. I've left a link for some of those down below if you don't have tickets yet. But I will just point out that if you participate in the Card Maker Success Summit and you buy VIP tickets to that, the May session of my live crafting is included as a VIP upgrade so that you can get those there. All right, so I'm going to call it quits today with that sort of a shorter craft, but that's really kind of all the energy I've got right now for this. And so if you've watched this, please make sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed this craft, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And we will chat with you later.